Jonah, chapter 1. Yahweh gave this message to Jonah son of Amittai. Get up and go to the great city of Nineveh. Announce my judgment against it, because I have seen how wicked its people are. But Jonah got up and went in the opposite direction in order to get away from Yahweh. He went down to the seacoast, to the port of Joppa, where he found a ship leaving for Tarshish. He bought a ticket and went on board, hoping that by going away to the west he could escape from Yahweh. But as the ship was sailing along, suddenly Yahweh flung a powerful wind over the sea, causing a violent storm that threatened to send them to the bottom. Fearing for their lives, the desperate sailors shouted to their gods for help and threw the cargo overboard to lighten the ship. And all this time Jonah was sound asleep down in the hold. So the captain went down after him. "How can you sleep at a time like this?" he shouted. "Get up and pray to your God. Maybe he will have mercy on us and spare our lives." Then the crew cast lots to see which of them had offended the gods and caused the terrible storm. When they did this, Jonah lost the toss. "What have you done to bring this awful storm down on us?" they demanded. "Who are you? What is your line of work? What country are you from? What is your nationality?" And Jonah answered, "I am a Hebrew, and I worship Yahweh, the Elohim of heaven, who made the sea and the land." Then he told them that he was running away from Yahweh. The sailors were terrified when they heard this. "Oh, why did you do it?" they groaned. And since the storm was getting worse all the time, they asked him, "What should we do to you to stop this storm?" "Throw me into the sea," Jonah said, "and it will become calm again, for I know that this terrible storm is all my fault." Instead, the sailors tried even harder to row the boat ashore. But the stormy sea was too violent for them, and they couldn't make it. Then they cried out to Yahweh, Jonah's Elohim. "O Yahweh," they pleaded, "don't make us die for this man's sin, and don't hold us responsible for his death, because it isn't our fault. O Yahweh, you have sent this storm upon him for your own good reasons." Then the sailors picked Jonah up and threw him into the raging sea, and the storm stopped at once. The sailors were awestruck by Yahweh's great power, and they offered him a sacrifice and vowed to serve him. Now Yahweh had arranged for a great fish to swallow Jonah, and Jonah was inside the fish for 3 days and 3 nights. Chapter 2. Then Jonah prayed to Yahweh his Elohim from inside the fish. He said, "I cried out to Yahweh in my great trouble, and he answered me. I called to you from the world of the dead, and Yahweh, you heard me. You threw me into the ocean depths, and I sank down to the heart of the sea. I was buried beneath your wild and stormy waves. Then I said, O Yahweh, you have driven me from your presence. How will I ever again see your holy temple? I sank beneath the waves, and death was very near. The waters closed in around me, and seaweed wrapped itself around my head. I sank down to the very roots of the mountains. I was locked out of life and imprisoned in the land of the dead. But you, O Yahweh my Elohim, have snatched me from the yawning jaws of death. When I had lost all hope, I turned my thoughts once more to Yahweh, and my earnest prayer went out to you in your holy temple. Those who worship false gods turn their backs on all Elohim's mercies. But I will offer sacrifices to you with songs of praise, and I will fulfill all my vows. For my salvation comes from Yahweh alone. Then Yahweh ordered the fish to spit up Jonah on the beach, and it did. Chapter 3. Then Yahweh spoke to Jonah a second time. Get up and go to the great city of Nineveh, and deliver the message of judgment I have given you. This time Jonah obeyed Yahweh's command and went to Nineveh, a city so large that it took 3 days to see it all. On the day Jonah entered the city, he shouted to the crowds, 40 days from now Nineveh will be destroyed. The people of Nineveh believed Elohim's message, and from the greatest to the least, they decided to go without food and wear sackcloth to show their sorrow. When the king of Nineveh heard what Jonah was saying, he stepped down from his throne and took off his royal robes. He dressed himself in sackcloth and sat on a heap of ashes. Then the king and his nobles sent this decree throughout the city. No one, not even the animals, may eat or drink anything at all. Everyone is required to wear sackcloth and pray earnestly to Elohim. Everyone must turn from their evil ways and stop all their violence. Who can tell? Perhaps even yet Elohim will have pity on us and hold back his fierce anger from destroying us. When Elohim saw that they had put a stop to their evil ways, he had mercy on them and didn't carry out the destruction he had threatened. Chapter 4. This change of plans upset Jonah, and he became very angry. So he complained to Yahweh about it. "Didn't I say before I left home that you would do this, Yahweh? That is why I ran away to Tarshish. I knew that you were a gracious and compassionate Elohim, slow to get angry and filled with unfailing love. I knew how easily you could cancel your plans for destroying these people. Just kill me now, Yahweh. I'd rather be dead than alive because nothing I predicted is going to happen." Yahweh replied, "Is it right for you to be angry about this?" Then Jonah went out to the east side of the city and made a shelter to sit under as he waited to see if anything would happen to the city. And Yahweh Elohim arranged for a leafy plant to grow there, and soon it spread its broad leaves over Jonah's head, shading him from the sun. This eased some of his discomfort, and Jonah was very grateful for the plant. But Elohim also prepared a worm. The next morning at dawn the worm ate through the stem of the plant, so that it soon died and withered away. And as the sun grew hot, Elohim sent a scorching east wind to blow on Jonah. The sun beat down on his head until he grew faint and wished to die. "Death is certainly better than this," he exclaimed. Then Elohim said to Jonah, "Is it right for you to be angry because the plant died?" "Yes," Jonah retorted, "even angry enough to die." Then Yahweh said, "You feel sorry about the plant, though you did nothing to put it there, and a plant is only, at best, short-lived. But Nineveh has more than 120,000 people living in spiritual darkness, not to mention all the animals. Shouldn't I feel sorry for such a great city?"